Hello everybody and welcome. This is Bubble07 and today I'm going to show you a guide on PvP as a Holy Paladin in 5.2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover all of the topics starting with the changes from 5.2. So all of the changes that's happened in this patch that's just come out. I'm going to explain to you about everything that's changed, good and bad stuff. Then we're going to go on to my stat priority and reforging, what we need to reforge to make us even more effective. Then I'm going to show you the gems and enchants on my armour, the best ones to use and optional ones as well. I'll show you every route that you can go down, and then we're going to go on to my talents and glyphs. Okay, so first thing we'll start off with is the changes in 5.2. Okay everyone, so now let's talk about the changes in 5.2. So first thing we're going to do is go into all the bad news. The main bad news is the blinding light debuff. Now usually this was an instant cast, which it used to be very easy to extend your CC time or just get away from melee combat people. But now they've increased it to 1.7 seconds. So overall this is pretty bad. You're going to have to think a lot more about using it in a CC combo with your Hammer of Justice and Repentance, and if you're just getting away from someone, it's not really effective anymore because of the huge opening they can for interrupting you, and because it's the same in the same spellbook as your healing moves, it's going to knock you off completely off grid, so it don't really work for that anymore. But you can still use it on your CC. You just got to think about it a lot more and use it, charge it up while they're still in the CC, for as soon as they get out of that CC to back in blinding light CC. So you're just going to have to think about it a lot more, and it's going to be a little bit harder to use. But other than that, that's really the only bad news we've got. Oh yes, and repentance has been increased. The cast time's been increased ever so slightly, so that's still not a great thing. Now let's move on to all the good news about the changes. So the main good news that I've found is our set buff when you've got 4. Before in 5.1 it was every time you use a holy power move that took 3 holy powers, you was given 1 back, so that's good. But what they've changed it to is every time you use a flash of light, it grants a holy power. Now I don't see this as being a bad thing, because let's be honest, every holy paladin uses their flash of light quite a lot if they need to. You know, if your arena partner's getting down and you need to get him up, you're gonna flash a light as much as you can. Now what I will show you is a little combo of what I like to do. Now this is in effect. So what I usually did before in 5.1 is blinding light myself, beacon of light myself, sorry, and heal the person that's obviously getting damaged, and you heal yourself. Good. But now if you look at this ability that we've got, called the Tower of Radiance, heals its target of healing the target of your beacon of light with flash of light or divine light has a 100% chance of generating a holy power. So now what I do is I will put it on the person who's getting attacked. So for example, I'm getting attacked, so I'll beacon of light myself. If this guy's getting attacked, I'll beacon of light this guy. Obviously he's not in my group, so I can't do that. So what you do is you beacon of light yourself. So you're healing away, use a flash of light, 2 holy power, flash of light, 2 holy power. So you can generate, yeah, okay, your flash of lights are very expensive to use, but if you need to use them, then you know, at least you're getting a little bit of a bonus for it. And if you use it in that way, you're getting 2. So before you know it, you've got holy power. Use it again, you've got holy power. So it's great. So you know, even when you've got this buff here, which makes the divine light and holy light faster, what I tend to do now is just use it on a holy light, because they're pretty much the same mana cost anyways. But if you use a flash of light, you're going to get 2 instead of a divine line. Light will give you 1. So I don't really use divine line as much now, because the flash of light I think is personally better, because it gives you 2 of them. So you quickly get your you get your holy powers up, so that's good. I think that's quite a nice little thing, that. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about as start priorities, gems to use and enchants. Okay, so start priorities. Okay, everything reforge to crit. If you can't reforge to crit, reforge in spirit. That's what I do. It served me quite well. I know there's a few changes that people make, but that's the one that I personally think's the best. Give it a try. I think it'll help you out a lot. Now we'll go on to the gems. Okay, so for the meta gem, it's the 216 intellect and the 3% increased critical effect. For the reds, I have this one, the 160 intellect one, gives you a nice massive bonus on them. Yellow ones, you can have the 80 intellect and 160 PvP resilience, but I find that having more resilience is very important. I personally just like having loads of resilience just to make you so much more survivable. But you can have extra intellect if you want, just to get bigger heals. But I personally prefer the safety of it and having more damage reduction. Okay, so for the blue ones, I have this one, and that's the 80 intellect, 160 PvP power. PvP power is still very important. You don't get as much because we're on the healing scale and not the damage scale. But come on. 20% heals on people, brilliant. Okay, that's it. So enchanting, I'm going to show you a picture up now of all the enchants. These are the ones that you need to have. These are the best ones. I will just tell you that the enchant for the wrist is extremely expensive, so I only advise you ever putting this one on when you've got the best one, so you're not wasting a lot of your money. Okay, so that's stat priorities, gems and enchants. Okay, so now let's talk about our talents and glyphs. These are the ones that I use, that I personally find is very good. Use the speed of light, the 70% increase. The only main reason I use it at the moment is because I am gearing for 5.2 and I'm an engineer, so I do have the huge speed increase, which gives you an absolute huge speed increase of 425. So I'll just do that for the massive fun in it. But it is still very useful for arenas. You can use the Pursuit of Justice, that's very good, but you've got to try and keep as much holy power as you can to use the full potential of that, but you can get up to 30% extra, so you can have that constantly. So that is very good one as well, so you can choose between the two, whatever is to your liking. I'm using the Fist of Justice at the moment. I use it quite a lot. It's probably the best CC we've got. However, if you're going in against a healer team, I will use the repetence, and the other combos in all silencers, interrupts and CCs can get a very long CC on a healer if used efficiently and it's not being interrupted. I use the Eternal Flame. I think that's the best one in this one. Cleanser is the best one in this one, because you can have 2 of everything before the cooldown is. So you could use that, then you could use it in 20 seconds time, and then the cooldown starts from the first time you use it. So if I, for example, put that on 25 seconds so I can use it again, now I've got 0. Now in 21 seconds time it's going to come back, so it's good. So you do get a lot more of them, so that's way better. Hand of Purity has had a little bit of an increase, but it's still not good enough to swap it over. Divine Purpose, it's the ability that if you use anything that uses holy power, you get 25% chance to gain the buff, and that means you can use it again, which will consume no holy power, and it'll cast as a 3 charge, so that's a 3 instant massive heal. Absolutely brilliant. Now this last one's got quite a bit of a change to it. They're all really good, but I personally prefer the Holy Prison because it has the smallest cooldown. It's an extremely cheap mana move. It's very long range, and it does do a big heal. If I'll show you now, 65k instant heal. 20-second cooldown. That's my one of choice. Okay, so first we'll go on to minor glyphs. These ones aren't so important, they are mainly just for decoration and stuff like this. So first we've got the glyph of a luminous charger, your paladin charge. It glows and that just looks very nice. You get 4 wings instead of 2 on your avenging wrath. That just makes you look a bit more better when you're using that move. I do have this move on your slow fall during avenging wrath, so it's very good for like a Wrathy base, and if you want to just like glide there, if you're willing to lose one of your best cooldown moves. I'm an engineer, so I have the glider, so I never use that anyways. It's just to fill that gap really. As major glyphs, so first I have the glyph of the Protector of the Innocent. When you use to heal another target, it also heals you for 20%. So that's always nice. I've got the glyph of Flash of Light. It's not as good as in 5.1. I think they've done a debuff to this, but when you use a Flash of Light on a target, it increases your next healing done to that target for 7 seconds by 10%, so it makes your Flash of Light a little bit better. And then we've got the Blessed Light. You have a 50% chance to gain a charge of holy power whenever you're affected by a stun, fear and immobilized effects. Let's be honest, which is going to happen constantly. Unfortunately, it only occurs every once in 20 seconds, but it's a free holy power. Got to be used. Brilliant. So that's my glyphs and talents for 5.2. Okay, so before I finish this video, I'm going to also show you a little clip on the professions that you have. They do increase your enchants. So I'm an inscription guy, so I get a massive enchant on my shoulders. Engineering, you get glider, and you can improve your gloves by 2000 in your highest stat. In enchanting, you get your rings. Blacksmithing, you get extra gems. So please make sure you make full advantages of the professions. Search for the profession bonuses and everything like that. I sometimes on other characters just get professions just to get the bonuses, just to make it even better for you. So yeah, make sure you make full advantages of professions to make gear a little bit more boost on enchanted and stuff. Okay, so thanks for watching my guide on Holy Paladin in 5.2 for PvP. I hope you found it interesting. Anything useful to you is good. Make sure you drop us a like if you liked this video, and subscribe to see any new content that we bring out. We've got a lot more guides, PvP content and a bit of Minecraft as well on our channel. Be sure to check that out if you're interested. So thanks for watching and goodbye.